Ever wonder what the future of Thailand looks like? Well, today we're diving into 5 huge trends that are about to completely reshape the country. And we're doing it through the eyes of one of its sharpest entrepreneurs, Natav Pongchro and Pong, who you probably know better as Shark Moo. And this quote right here, it's pretty much his entire philosophy. See, it's not just about having a good idea, it's about spotting where the world is going before everyone else gets there. And he didn't just talk the talk, he absolutely walked the walk. Let's take a look at how he did it.
All right, first up, seeing the future. Because, to really trust his predictions about what's next, we got to look at his track record. Okay, so what's so cool about this slide is the contrast. Shark Moo started out writing these big PC programs, right? Making millions of baht per project. Which sounds great, but it was a total grind. He had very few clients and was always hunting for the next gig. But then he saw the smartphone revolution coming. He made a huge pivot, creating low-cost apps where he was only making maybe 5 to 30 baht from each person. But here's the brilliant part. His market went from just a handful of companies to literally millions of potential users. That one single move is what led to the explosive growth of his company, Ukbi. He didn't just see the future, he went out and built it. So with a track record like that, let's dive into his first 2 megatrends, health and what he calls the new normal. And as you're about to see, these two are completely connected.
So the first megatrend is this huge shift in what people really care about. As a country gets wealthier, people start investing more in themselves. But we're not just talking about going to the doctor when you're sick. No, this is a proactive move. People want to optimize their health, from personalized food to mental wellness apps. You could say health is becoming the new status symbol.
And the second trend? Well, it comes directly from the pandemic, which basically hit the fast forward button on the future. All those habits we were kind of forced into, they're not going away. Think about it. Remote work, online classes, and just being way more aware of hygiene. These aren't temporary changes anymore. They're a permanent part of our culture now. And this is where the rubber meets the road, right? The opportunities become super clear. Businesses that support the whole work-from-home lifestyle, services like food and grocery delivery that give us convenience and safety, these aren't niche anymore. They're essential. Same goes for personal hygiene stuff. And looping back to that first trend, there's a huge growing demand for preventative healthcare.
Now for the third megatrend. This one is a bit of a slow burn, but it is an incredibly powerful force that's changing the very fabric of Thai society. What you're seeing here is a simple but honestly a really profound demographic shift. Thailand's population pyramid is basically flipping upside down. Fewer babies are being born, and the number of seniors is growing fast. And the fascinating thing is, this isn't some distant forecast for the future. It is happening right now. So, what does this mean for business? Well, it opens up a massive new market that people are calling the silver economy. Think about the huge demand for in-home care services or telemedicine that lets an elderly patient see their doctor right from their living room. There are huge opportunities in real estate designed for seniors, convenience services to make daily life easier, and even entertainment created specifically for an older crowd. And that, of course, leads us directly to the next critical question. If you have a much larger elderly population that needs care and support for a longer time, what does that mean for our resources? What does that mean for our money? This brings us perfectly to our final 2 megatrends, finance and the environment. And really, both of these are driven by a deep need for long-term security, for us as individuals and for the planet. Yeah, this trend flows directly from what we were just talking about. If people are living longer and society as a whole is getting older, then the old ways of thinking about retirement just don't cut it anymore. There's a powerful, growing need for better financial planning, smarter ways to save, and investment strategies that can make sure people have enough money to live comfortably in their later years. The fifth and final megatrend is the global move towards being more environmentally responsible. But look, this isn't just about feeling good or being ethical. It's a massive economic transformation. The focus on clean energy, on sustainability, and on things like carbon credits, well, it's creating entirely new industries from the ground up. So the business opportunities here are just huge. On the financial side, we're talking about everything from investment services to apps that help people save or find a side hustle. And on the green side, it's about pioneering clean energy, consulting on carbon credits, and creating all the sustainable products and services that a new generation of consumers is already demanding. Okay, so let's recap. We've got 5 enormous, game-changing trends, each one just packed with potential. Health, the new normal, an aging society, finance, and the environment. Which brings us to the single most important question.
It's so easy to look at all this and just feel a bit overwhelmed, right? Everything seems interesting, everything looks like a good bet, but trying to chase everything is a surefire way to do nothing well. Shark Moo has some really clear, really powerful advice on how to cut through all that noise. And this right here, this is the golden nugget. His final piece of wisdom is that you don't just blindly chase after the hottest trend. The real magic happens when you find the overlap. Where does one of these megatrends cross paths with something you are genuinely good at and something you truly love doing? That is your starting point. So at the end of the day, the real takeaway here isn't just to memorize these 5 trends. It's to use them as a kind of map to find your own future. So look at these huge shifts in health, in society, in finance, and the environment, and ask yourself that one critical question. With your unique skills and your passions, where is your opportunity hiding in plain sight?